Hello and welcome to Talking Baseball. We're less than 2 weeks from the trade deadline. We're going through a bunch of potential deals. Maybe we'll find something along the way. Let's talk ball. Who is Aaron Seeley?
Aaron Judge. I was trying to do this thing.
Oh. Got to lead with the knob. Hello and welcome to Talking Baseball, presented by Fanatics Markets, where fans trade on sports. Fanatics Markets, available now on the app stores. I'm Jake Storielli. That is Trevor Plouffe. Dalton Feely's in studio today, getting the sheet together. He's been on the road saving the Diamondbacks season. Sorry about that. Rob Scirocco is producing. We got a lot of thoughts from a lot of people. We got a ton of calls from people coming in with some different trades, and we'll sort through it all between the starting pitching. There's catchers. If you've ever wanted a catcher, it feels like there's 4 good ones available, which I've never seen that before. There's shortstop talk and Yankee calls that I'm hoping we don't get to. All of that and much more with the King. You're having a hell of a 48 hours, Coach Trev. A little beach, a little Odyssey, a little how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm in the Odyssey hole right now because if you're out of the loop, it was filmed on a special film,
right,
meant for theaters that there's only 40 of them in the world.
Right. Like 70 millimeter IMAX. Yeah, nice.
So
I've got that in my
you
bag.
just can't get tickets to it anywhere. They're reselling for $1,000 in New York.
Tickets to it, dude.
Go
Trevor
look.
Plouffe.
That's not how it works. There's nobody like handling tickets. It's like through Fandango. Sheesh, bro. Anyways, I'm going tonight. Yes.
So somehow you got tickets.
I got tickets to a regular 70 millimeter theater because I thought that was the whole thing.
Oh, and so it's not IMAX.
It's not IMAX. I didn't know, dude. I like movies, but I don't know. Dude. Apparently there's a Dolby version. There's a laser. I'm like, I don't know, man. I thought I was getting the good ticket. I was like, this is sweet. Turns out I really wasn't, but it'll still be fun. Catchers.
Right.
Before we get into it, are there any catchers actually available?
Yes. Dude.
Or they're just good catchers who are like, oh, that would be awesome on my team, and people are making this shit up.
Because your Twins are a fool if they don't actually listen to Jeffers. The Orioles.
So let's just call him. Yeah, he's a trade one.
Didn't the Orioles come out and say Adley? They're listening on Adley, or they're not like close to it.
1.4. Then we say Gabriel Moreno. We say Shea Langelier.
I know you're the one that said you're the one that said Gabriel Moreno. I do not have him on the table.
How is he any different than Hunter Goodman or Shea Langelier? It's like same thing.
I mean, the Athletics came out and said that like Langeliers wasn't talking extension at all, and they're a bad team. That I think he is on the table.
Yeah, and he's a Boris guy.
And then Hunter Goodman, I think he's the other one that's genuinely in the mix. I think how good he is performing with his road numbers and the Rockies not having a timeline. I think there's smoke there. So I would say
something. I just thought of something.
Okay.
Just everybody relax. This is just fan fiction.
Okay.
I like to do this from time to time. If you don't know about this show, we'll get into what we're supposed to talk about soon. Sure. Don't worry about it. Maybe. Pinstripes.
Yep.
What are they? What are pinstripes? When you wear them, what do they do to your appearance?
They lengthen your appearance.
They slim you out a little bit, right?
Yeah. You don't, like a guy like me can't wear horizontal stripes.
You go north and south.
I got to go north and south.
Congrats on your viral video, by the way.
Thank you. I didn't know if I was turning my back on the Short King community. I consider myself a tiny staple of that community. That, one of the most viral videos of the company this year. So whatever. Whoopsie daisies.
Back to the fan fiction.
Yeah.
Out of the dugout walks this big figure. Been playing a long time. Elongated by the pinstripes.
Salvador.
He wears an old school catcher's mask. He's a statue guy.
Yeah.
His name is Sal Perez to the Yanks.
It's not happening. They just might name him Royals manager and just keep rolling the thing out there. Sorry to Royals fans that had to hear that. You know what? Let's get into it. We had a bunch of people call in. And actually, let's not get into it because, Rob, can you show Chris Rose partying in Alaska? Because we've set a tone for this episode. There's the H is flying around. There's a little F and F. Chris Rose, wedding in Alaska on a Tuesday and just letting it eat on the dance floor, phone out. Beautiful wife, Michelle. Looks like Chris Rose and a bunch of women. Shocker. Make sure you go follow him. I texted our social team. I want a Joe's McFly reaction video to that. So hope Chris Rose is having fun in the Great North. And then I think he's straight from the Alaska wedding. I believe he's going to call the flag football national championship.
Yes.
World championship because he's Chris fucking Rose. All right. Now that all that's out of our system.
Did you see what he posted the day before? I thought you were going for that, Coach.
I heard about it. I haven't seen it, but
he's too pure to understand the bowels of this internet that we live on.
Wild. He posted feet, right?
Just his shoe, which was ridiculous, and then Michelle's foot for the entire internet to have.
Not to completely derail this before we get into the first one, because there's a lot of feet people out there. And Trev, I hate to turn the spotlight on you, but I believe there's been a couple times in this show's history where you've said you're not a foot guy, but you're not a foot guy.
No, I'm really not a foot guy. Like, there's no part of me that's like, oh yeah, look at that foot. But like, if a nice foot is there, I don't know.
Sometimes a nice foot. Let's do some baseball.
I'm married, dude.
Yeah, that's great.
Speaking of feet for free.
No, don't. Oh, look at those hooves. Oh, bottom's a little dirty.
Are they?
Just a little bit. You walk around your...
I've been walking around outside, yeah. Coach, grounding. Touch grass one time.
Rob, play anything.
What up, y'all? My name's Zach. First time, long time. As an Atlanta Braves fan, it's going to be very short and sweet. We have to go get, like, a big-name starting pitcher. Like, I'm not one of these doom and gloom Atlanta fans. Like, they're out there. But for me, you got to go get a starting pitcher. You got to, like, I'm not saying it has to be Scooble because I think that's just, like, asking AA for way too much. But, like, these little value contracts and these, like, working with what you got in the minor leagues is not going to get us there. Like, the bats are doing well, but like, good Lord, you got to give the fans one big name at this point. So that's what I got to go after starting pitching. You got to get a big name, like high leverage, someone to replace Strider. You know what I'm saying. Anyways, love it. All the best.
Coach Trev, the Atlanta Braves. So I feel like we didn't get them well in our trade draft. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, and as I talk about Chris Rose and him letting it eat on Instagram, just maybe an all-time performance at this company during our trade draft. But the Atlanta Braves, they're definitely going to be in the mix. I guess where I get thrown off with Atlanta is, I'm going through some of their injuries right now, and are they going to get any starting pitchers back? I'm not seeing a ton of help on the way. Martin Perez, your guy, is rehabbing. I guess, do you think they need the high-level playoff guy? Do you think they need innings? What do you see?
Yeah, look, I don't think we talk a lot about this core and kind of it aging out because they are still pretty young, but they do have a position player core that you want to capitalize on, essentially. We got 2021. That was a beautiful thing. I share that with Braves fans almost every single day.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky for that. I get it. Do I think they have to have a starter? I'm not so sure they have to have one. Ronaldo Lopez back in the starting rotation, that obviously helps. Cookie Carrasco, just bring him up from Gwinnett a few different times. But if they really want to make a deep playoff run, I'm with this guy. Yeah. What was his name?
Zach.
I'm with you, Zach. I think there's actually going to be maybe more starting pitching out there than we think. And I know that the Mets and Mets fans are saying we need to extend this guy, but a Clay Holmes would look real nice down there in Atlanta. So I could see something like that happening, because there are a lot of the pitchers available are rentals, so they're not going to cost a ton. And maybe that's not what AA wants. Maybe he wants a controllable guy. But if you wanted to go out and get a guy that's a rental, you got options, man. You got Kevin Gausman. How about you return and you're a Brave again? The Blue Jays, have you looked at their record? Have you seen where they're at? Have you seen what their offense looks like? I think he is on the block. He's a rental. You got Casey Mize, depending on what the Tigers end up doing. He's a rental. And then, like I said, I think Clay Holmes is a really good option for them. A guy who I think is a good playoff pitcher because of the fact he keeps the ball on the ground. Now he's coming off, I think he broke his ankle, right? So he's making one rehab start and then coming back, to the big league. So you're just expecting him to kind of pick up where he left off. But I think he fits really well. And if not him, somebody. I do agree with Zach.
Yeah, the Braves have had a weird kind of leading up to the All-Star break. I think if you start on June 9th, they were losing a lot of baseball games, from 45-22 to 54-40. That was a lot of losing in Atlanta. They've come out of the break decent. I guess I kind of didn't have them in this boat. They need playoff innings. Like, if you look at, okay, how are they going to navigate 2-3 rounds or a whole series? I guess mentally I didn't have them in that lane, and I think you're right. And I know we mentioned a couple nice Southern boys there. I think Dalt just threw some Reed Detmers in the sheet. That's a guy that we've talked about.
The Angels don't trade anybody.
I know, but maybe they do. They just got a new front office, but I guess interesting that the Braves are going to make an impact move, and I think it probably starts with starter.
Yeah, I think that's where they go. Yeah, you gotta find a match. You gotta compete with other teams because everyone's looking for starting pitching. I do think that if I'm the Seattle Mariners, I look to swap out one of my starting pitchers for some offensive help. So I think they're in the mix too, and I don't know if a lot of people have them doing that. I think they're another team that would be willing to give up one of their major league starters ready to go for a major league bat. And those are the trades I love. I hate prospect trades. Give me the freaking your best or your strength for my strength. That's what I want.
There was I was going through some different trade articles. I believe it was Jim Bowden of The Athletic, and had a George Kirby for Casey Schmidt deal. That Schmidt's got more years. Kirby, I would be a little surprised if that's how the Mariners traded away their starting pitching value. Because name-wise, Casey doesn't necessarily do it. But if he has fully broken out into this, it would be interesting. But for me, I feel if I'm a Mariners fan and this starting pitching depth we've ranted and raved about for years, if that's how we're cashing in a chip, I don't know. I think they'd want more than that.
Well, they have two of the top
guys
prospects
on the way,
in the game that are just right there. I never really thought about Casey Schmidt to the Mariners. How old is Casey Schmidt? He's 26, 27?
27, I believe.
I don't hate it for them. Who's starting every day at third base for them? JP, our guy?
So JP has slid over. I know Emerson's been around. I mean, they traded for Donovan, but he's been hurt, and that's what in the article they were saying. The other thing is Schmidt plays all over. That he can. They've had some first base struggles. They've had a lot and they've been looking for righty pop. So many teams looking for righty pop that I don't know. The Giants are trying to move a lot.
We're getting derailed a little bit, but I've been watching the Mariners last couple of nights. Cal Raleigh, obviously big homer.
Yeah,
right in Caleb Ferguson's face.
Well, that's karma, man. You say those things about Bill Miller, and
you know what? Well, that was after he said that after. He was mad about giving the homer up. Naylor had 3 hits last night. So like this, like I want those two guys to get going. Cal, I texted the group chat last night. I was watching Cal with a really, really good at bat, work the count bat. Whatever. We're getting sidebarred. The Mariners do need offensive help, and I don't mind that trade. I don't know how we got there, but
Dalton, what did I just see you do? Did you just mix 2 energy drinks? Jesus
yes.
Christ.
This is what I was hoping for.
Cheese and biscuits.
Dalton, get on the mic real quick.
Get Dalt Cam going.
We need Dalt Cam. Dalt, I sent you those Instagrams.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
I need you to start posting videos of you making the working man's cocktail.
So what we have here is a watermelon cream soda energy drink. That's all I got for you. No protein.
You mixed cream soda and watermelon together.
Oh, no, it's a cream soda energy drink and a watermelon energy drink.
And you mixed them.
Yeah.
What inspired this?
The dirty soda fad. I feel like it's getting back. I was like, we could try this with energy drinks.
Now you need some like electrolytes in there too.
Okay. We got electrolytes.
We got everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it covered.
Thanks, Dal. But I need some posts. That's all I'm saying. I need Dalton Feely posts about his working man's cocktails. Thank you.
Yes, I agree with that. Okay.
This episode is brought to you by Ethos. Let me tell you something about being a father. It's never about you. It's just not about you anymore. The moment, first when you get married, and then especially when you have kids, you're last, and you want to be last. You want to protect those in your family, and that's exactly what life insurance does. It kind of takes, all the pressure off. And I know it's not something you always want to talk about, like your mortality, but it's the truth. And you want to make sure that in any event that something happens to you, that your family is taken care of. That is your main priority. Every single day, every minute, every second, you're thinking about, how do I protect my family? How do I keep them safe? How do I make sure they're taken care of? And that's what Ethos will do for you.
That's why we let the big guy run with it. Ethos makes getting life insurance fast, and it's completely online. You get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and can get same-day coverage, up to $3 million in coverage. Some policies as low as $30 a month. Again, 100% online, no weeks of waiting. Ethos helps protect the people who depend on you, and it takes about as long as watching a half inning. Take 10 minutes to get covered today with life insurance through Ethos. Get your free quote at ethos.com/talkin'. That's ethos.com/talkin'. Application times may vary, rates may vary. Braves need impact pitching. I'm sure we're going to talk about some more impact pitchers. We've got a couple Twins ones on here. I guess let's do it.
Hey, so this is Trenton from Iowa. I'm a Twins fan. Especially after the loss today. Cleveland, feel like that the Twins should either sell or they should try to build for next year. One point of emphasis is, should they keep Joe Ryan? I think they should, especially with for Pablo Lopez coming back next year. I think that's going to add some depth to that rotation. Ryan Jeffers, more than likely going to be traded. I could be fine with him getting traded. But yeah, just try to build for next year is what I would like to see the Twins do, especially adding some arms in the bullpen for next year and a couple arms in the rotation as well.
Trev, these are your boys.
Look, it's just, we're in such a weird spot as a franchise. I've mentioned this plenty of times throughout our show this year. Like, Tom Pohlad taking over, wanting to earn the fans' trust back, really, makes this trade deadline different. If this was Tom's 3rd or 4th year in control, and he had the trust of the Pohlad family, had the trust of the people, I think they do approach this differently. I think for sure Jeffers is traded. I think they heavily consider trading Joe Ryan. But unless this team continues what they've done after the break, which is just lose, they won the first game out and they lost 4 in a row. And if they end up, in the next 2 weeks just playing abysmally, then I can see it working out differently. But if they're in the hunt whatsoever, 2 games back of a wild card, they're not going to be trading because he doesn't want to lose more fans. He's trying to gain them back. Now, the only one I will say that I continue to flip-flop on is Ryan Jeffers. They drafted 2 catchers with their first 2 picks this year. Von Lackey, who's, they think is
right, it's third pick overall, away, right? Like if you're drafting with where the MLB draft's gone, if you draft a kid like that with the 3rd pick, you expect to see him in about 2 years, which is nuts, but good.
So I think that Jeffers is an interesting candidate. He's a Boris guy. I don't know what kind of extension he's looking for or like what his deal in free agency would be, because I do think if the Twins could sign him, it'd be a smart sign. Bridge that gap, if it's a 3-year deal, 2-year deal, whatever it would be. I think he's gonna look for more than that in free agency, though. I don't know if I don't know the catcher market enough to really settle down and say, hey, Twins, offer him this and he'll accept it. Again, Boris guy, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think we're too far away from that. So he's the one guy I could see happening. The rest of them, Dalt's got Josh Bell on her sheet right now. They won't do it because the return won't be good enough to replace kind of like what he's done for the clubhouse. That's all they talk about is Josh Bell and how good he's been for everybody, but specifically Byron Buxton. So I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think Joe Ryan's going anywhere. With the caveat of if they just lose,
right,
then maybe it changes. And the fan base is like, okay, this is the right thing to do. But if they're in contention whatsoever, I think Jeffers is pretty much the only guy who they would consider trading.
Yeah, I think you got to cash in that chip, man. I think the Jeffers, like you bring up his page, and again, it's impressive in a way, but it's also like there's a little bit of a head tilt because if you do the last 4 years, I mean, he's done kind of nothing but produce, but there's some limited action in there.
Well, and, yeah, they were platooning him.
Right.
I don't know why.
And actually, like, dude, every catcher, like, if you play 120 games as a catcher, that's kind of today's everyday catcher outside of Cal Raleigh last year and Salvi. But in the way he's playing right now, man, that I realize prospects are suspects. I don't know if that's a Joe's McFly original. I believe in it. But also, I mean, dude, there's so many times, like, Fernando Tatis, Shohei not being traded. Like, if you're the Twins and you can get a guy, which I think you can, like, for the way Ryan Jeffers is producing right now, like, 941 OPS, again, that's not his player card, but also we see a lot of catchers. Sometimes it takes a couple years for the light bulb to go on, and if you look at Jeffers, and I don't know if that's managing the pitching staff along with all your other responsibilities, dude, he's a guy that is going to be taken care of with his next contract, whether that's the Twins or free agency, because he's putting up numbers that I think if you do that daydream of like, if this guy lands on the right team in the right environment, he can produce. I think they're going to get offers that I think you can get like a real prospect and then probably like a relief pitcher prospect, which, Trev, when you've talked about the Twins this year, some of the guys coming out of that bullpen, because they traded away a whole complete bullpen, like, I just don't know if the Twins have a 500-ish second half. I don't know how many fans that's retaining or not offending. Like, I think the real Minnesota Twins fans, my tribe, they want to see the team win. And this year's team doesn't reek of that.
It has, though. I mean, they've been within a playoff spot almost the entire year. The offense has been really, really good for them. I think we never got the full run of this team. Pablo Lopez going out, that really hurts. Love him. I think they're going to give it a go again next year with these guys. We have a couple bats at the AAA level that are supposed to be incredible. Walker Jenkins is a guy who, like, people are comparing him to like a Joe Mauer-esque hitter.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
He saved a kid's life on the field or something like that in a AAA game. That's a true story.
Okay.
I'm just telling you what I have seen and heard around the Twins. I'm an expert, people.
Yeah.
I think Jeffers is the one guy that they would consider moving. If it has any sort of like real like value to the franchise.
Juice.
Juice is a good word.
Okay. Let's keep it cooking.
Hey, big Brewers fan talking baseball, and I want to see the Brewers add some bats to the lineup. I'm thinking maybe a Taylor Ward, maybe an Isaac Paredes. Is Mickey Moniak available? I know this is in division, but Matt Shaw would look really good in a Brewers uniform. And then I'd like to see some pitching. Casey Mize would be fantastic. Maybe a bullpen arm. I don't think the Brewers will get any of them because that's not the way we do business. But any one of those guys would make me a very happy Brewers fan, and we've got a lot to deal. Andrew Vaughn can go. Logan Henderson can go. I don't know. Don't want to get swept in the NLCS. Bye-bye. Thank you, Talking Baseball.
Thank you. Our Brewers, Trev, I feel like we've gotten ourselves excited in a lot of previous years, and we daydream of that middle of the lineup bat. I don't know how much we need to daydream because before last night's games, they had the best record in baseball, and we've talked about them trending up. I think they're always looking for pitching. I mean, Lance McCullers currently listed in that bullpen. Let's see what goes on there. That if they think they can find someone they can tap into, I think that's just the Brewers doing business, whether it's the trade deadline or not. The bat, I don't know. You and I both did kind of that Isaac Paredes head tilt. Like, he's got a little Brewers in him, like straight pull power. He could play a few positions.